And now, before the next program, a chance to see one of our new logos. This is an advanced logo that actually moves, as you can see. That is one of the benefits of having visual television. It represents a single eye surrounded by bat wings, and is an extremely enjoyable way to pass the time before the next program.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, puffers everywhere. You're here for the final of the All-England Smoke Ring Blowing Contest. The tars are ready. The contestants are climbing into position. They'll be there any moment. And there they go. There they go. Puff, puff, puff. What a marvellous sight that is.
Hi there. Later on this evening, you can see the most famous Lime Grove film, The 39 Steps. And, sorry, I should have paused there. Then the main documentary, The Lime Grove Story, introduced by Ludovic Kennedy, the one who didn't become president. But first, let's meet a real TV legend, Julie's brother, Eamon Andrews, with another fascinating This Is Your Life. Absolutely marvellous. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Again, for the 6th year, This Is Your Life. In 30 minutes, the highlights of a lifetime, past moments of happiness, of adventure, of dangers faced, or duty done. Sir or madam, whoever you are, wherever you are, today is your day, tonight's your night. This is your life.
Good evening. Welcome to This Is Your Life. This is Alex McIntosh in Studio P for Peter at Lime Grove. And tonight, Eamon Andrews is in Lime Grove Studio H.
Well, we're in a rainy square, Vincent Square off Victoria, waiting for our guest to arrive. He should be coming behind me very shortly. Here we are, as you may have recognized, at the gates of Pinewood Studios.
Well, tonight certainly is a night. Because in this jam-packed Savoy Hotel restaurant, the whole of theatrical London seems to have crowded in. Somewhere among them, I can't quite see him at the moment, is Eamon Andrews.
But your heart is crammed with arrogancy, spleen and pride.
Well, now, do you recognize that voice that has held audiences spellbound for over 60 years? I'm sure you do, but let's move on further.
Well, in less than a minute from now, through the apparently dead studio, will walk the man that Eamon Andrews is hoping to meet. This man is on his way from a film viewing room to the BBC club. And that's the usual route for privileged people at this time of the evening. But he'll have no idea that 2 of the cameras are still live.
There's television's Jack Hedley from the world of Tim Fraser, glamorous and vivacious Moira Lister. And there's Muriel Pablo with her husband Derek Farr. And over there, I think I can see, yes, it's Dame Sybil Thorndyke, obviously enjoying herself.
We're waiting for one particular car. Who's inside it? Well, I'm not going to say, and I can only hope that the person we're waiting for is inside it. Yes, that's the car.
This is where I shut up, I think, because I think they've arrived.
Yeah, indeed. I've been up there. Hello.
Hello.
Do you know Alan?
Hello, Alan.
Alan,
Yes,
speak.
of course I do. How are you?
Eamon? What, do you know Mr. Todd?
Hello, Richard. Yes. He's going to go round the wrong way. It's unfortunate. It's over here, the message. Right over this way. Yes.
Appeal unto the Pope to bring my whole cause before His Holiness and to be judged by him.
Dame Sybil, that was wonderful. How are you?
Hello.
But beyond saying to you it was wonderful, at the request of your multitudes of admirers, I want to tell you that tonight, Dame Sybil Thorndyke, this is your life.
Crikey. Crikey.
Wait a minute, I'm forgetting something. Yes, I am, because you're not going to see it for a moment, Kenny, because tonight, Kenneth Moore... Tonight, this is your life, Harry Seacombe. Now, if this seems to be an intrusion, we hope you'll forgive us. For tonight, Dame Edith Louisa Sitwell, poet, writer, descendant of Robert the Bruce, the Red Rose Plantagenets, and Macbeth, this is your life. Some of these cameras are, strangely enough, live, and thank you, Cliff and Alan, because tonight gave us time tonight to say, Richard Todd, actor and soldier of distinction, tonight, this is your life.
This isn't serious.
It's very serious. Yes, John Mills, CBE, one of the most distinguished actors of our time. Tonight, this is your life, and there's the camera watching you. Tonight, this is your life, Dickie Attenborough. We're going to go back to the theater if you don't mind. You're right, Richard, for some fast movement? Come on, never mind. You'll think about it later. Come on. Will you come with me? All right? Come on. May we borrow your car and drive into the theater?
Yes, please do. I'll go home in Betsy.
All right, let's away to the theater.
See you tomorrow, John.
Right, well,
Good night. Thank you.
All right, well. Did you know about this? No, I did not think it.
Come and join us.
And now they've made that journey back here from Pinewood Studios, where the opening for tonight's program was, of course, recorded just about 1 hour ago. And here is Eamon Andrews with his guest for tonight, international star and Oscar winner, John Mills.
And I won't tell you what he's been saying on the way down either. Over this side, Richard. I wouldn't like to tell you what he was saying on the way round here to the theater. Well, I wouldn't like to tell you what he was saying to me on the way around here from the theater, but Kenneth Moore, this is your life.
You will have to be
What will he have to be?
better than this, you know, Mills. These figures are terrible.
It's bedtime, Kenny.
I
be very much surprised if you didn't remember me, young Richard.
And when I went with him second time round, I was scared stiff.
I say, what a lovely party.
And I must say, Attenborough, you appeared to be smoking that pipe with great conviction.
Well, if that's an order, sir, I'll have to send you an officer, I suppose. I'll be sending you Sweeney.
For God's sake, Dickie, stop sticking your tongue out like that. You look like a cobra.
Johnny, through Titania's bower and don't thump, dear boy. You're supposed to be an elf.
My dear fellow, that isn't really necessary, you know.
I think the first thing I ever said to you was something to do with the cheese ration.
Ah, I know who that is.
Good man.
And then at last we got to know the tribe sufficiently well to be let into the secrets of their ritual. Old Mikani began to tell me about them. But, Dick, if you think I'm still in the heart of Australia, you're in for a surprise. Look behind you.
Yes, from Woking, your old nurse, Nanny Gething. Well, you do remember because you keep in touch. Haven't met for 10 years. That, I might add, is Harry on the right. Who is it on the left, Harry?
My brother.
Your elder brother Fred, who's now rector of Markham, Monmouthshire.
Black sheep of the family.
The newsreel cameraman who took the film we've just been watching, come in. Douglas Hardy, OBE.
Tame cameraman. Oh, bless your heart. I thought you were dead.
The eminent director who produced you in Midsummer Night's Dream in '37, Dr. Tyrone Guthrie. And here from Genevieve is your leading lady, the one and only Kay Kendall.
Oh, no. You are wonderful, darling. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine.
Mad as ever.
Yes, the voice, or rather the scream of someone who came into your life with a bang. You remember? She was then Lady Boyle, and people know her better as Katie Boyle.
I know an actor who absolutely hates Kenny. Couldn't bear him. I mean, he adored me. I mean, we were great friends, but he just refused to speak to Kenny from the beginning.
Well, now, this is your life. We'll never balk at
sorry.
the embarrassing moment. So let's meet this talented, if somewhat taciturn actor, may we? I don't think they're going to say anything, so perhaps, Kay, you'd take her over to join his other friends, what? Thank you, Kay Kendall, very much. Thank you.
You remember the day we got drunk?
It's an exaggeration, I'm sure.
Well, it was a tiny exaggeration.
I don't think there was a day we didn't.
Yes, you do. Well, one day, do you remember the day when we were very cold on Westminster Bridge?
I do.
We were absolutely freezing, and it was 9:30, and there was a pub. So we went and banged on the door, and we said, we're very, very cold. Could we have something to warm us up? So the man gave us 4 rums with lemon and hot water. Didn't he?
I remember that, it's true.
And then we went out and shot the whole scene wrong.
It was a play called Men in Shadow. I produced it in London, played the leading part, and I went to Cambridge. Dickie was in the RAF and produced him in my part.
But was he right for the part?
No. I don't think he was, really. I don't think he could have been less right, actually. You see, the part was supposed to be a man of about 30, with a rather weather-beaten face, and at the time, Dickie looked like a very jolly Dutch cheese.
The first time we met was during the rehearsals of a play called Happy Weekend.
That's right. That's right.
Johnny worked so terribly hard at that part, but he was hopelessly miscast.
Yes, I was removed, I think.
As a matter of fact, you did get the salary.
Yes, I did get the salary.
I used to have him down in the office to talk to him and
what did you
try and give him some advice, but I'm afraid it was not much use.
So what did you do?
Well, I gave him the set.
And tell me, what was it that he found so difficult to sell?
Well, it's what we call in the trade toilet requisites.
Yes, but what sort?
Well, you tell him, Johnny.
Well, it was, yes, it was paper.
In those days, Eamon, Harry and Spike Milligan and Michael Bentine and Peter Sellers used to spend a lot of time down at my place talking over several ideas for a radio show, featuring a new kind of crazy goon humor, mainly invented by Spike Milligan. And I was christened Cogvoss, which means keeper of goons and voice of sanity.
À ce moment-là, la deuxième vague d'avions arrive et ce fut le grand coup. On entendait les avions passer boum, 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 et tout à coup à se plonger et me relever. Lorsque le bombardement fut terminé, l'aviation fit un tour de reconnaissance et à ce moment-là, tout était bien rangé, le bon travail était fait. Au nom des ouvriers de l'Arsenal, je vous remercie.
Thank you.
Personne n'a été tué. Personne ici non plus.
Well, I remember this very well because it was a terrifying moment. We were all absolutely like this. And because our anti-aircraft armament had been knocked out and we couldn't shoot back. And then he said to me, shove up a bit. So I shoved up a bit. And where my head would have been, his head was. And the piece of shrapnel that came through the ship's side took a lump out of his head instead of mine. And when I looked round, he was all covered in blood. And I said, well, you are a bloody fool. That should have been me.
They was all frightened to death, but as soon as Lieutenant Todd went with them, they was okay, and they went straight through the course.
And what was his reputation with the man?
He was liked by everybody because he was such a sociable gentleman. And every time we saw him, he was riding round the island on his pony, finding something else to do the next day.
All right, thank you very much, Tommy.
It's been great to meet you, sir.
Nice to see you again, sir.
Thank you.
Director, Lee Thompson, asked me if I'd like to do a screen test.
Did your father help you?
Oh, yes. He told me all about the girl I had to play, the way she ate, the way she moved. We had a whole background mapped out. She became as real to me as the people in the stories you used to tell me about when I was little.
And when you were sent your script, did he go over it with you?
Oh, yes, he always used to help me learn my lines.
Killed me, too.
And when you got to the studio, how did you feel, Lady?
Oh, I was terribly nervous. But Daddy always used to make me laugh. It was marvelous having him there.
This is where, Bill, your wife should join us, but she knew you'd be much more pleased if she stayed with your daughter, Sarah, who, as you know, is too young to be allowed to appear, but as a special treat, is sitting up to watch the program.
Well, that's rather nice.
It is. We were hoping to have a message from her, but we don't seem to have it. Listen carefully. Hello? We're getting no sound. Oh, shame.
Oh, you, Daddy?
That's her, all right, but we can't... Look.
Oh, no.
Hello, Kenny.
Hello. Can they hear me?
Yes, they can. She'll be on this monitor.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Kenny.
Hello. It's long past both your bedtimes.
Say good night to Daddy, darling. Good night, Daddy.
Good night.
Hello, Richard. It is nice to see you again after all these years. My God, I don't quite know whether to call you Richard, Sweeney, or Dick. But whatever it is, it's a very great pleasure to see you. Little did I think years ago, in 1943, 17 years have elapsed, that the next time we would meet would be over the television.
Dick, I don't suppose you realized when you went to the Mousetrap party that you were going to be on this program tonight. Well, I knew all the time, as well. Dick, I've been asked to perhaps try to remember something that won't be too embarrassing to you. And the last time we worked together was on the Doc Brief. And anyway, Dick used to suddenly appear like a penguin. He'd be standing around, and I'd sort of catch him out the corner of my eye. He was playing the character Fowl, and somehow fits in. He sort of would go... That, for my next impersonation, I would like to do a man who has got microphone cable wound round his legs.
Well, I thought I was going to make the break of my life on film, and as I got into the aircraft, the property master handed me, first of all, an oxygen mask, which took care of the bottom half of my face. Then he handed me a helmet, which took care of my, what I thought, rather attractive ears. Then he handed me a pair of goggles, which took care of my eyes. And there was nothing left except a tiny spot on my forehead. And at the premiere, my agent picked this out, and I said, "What have they done to me, Harry? We're ruined." He said, "Yes, but you had a lovely forehead." He said, "It was a good thought."
Action. Cut. Mr. Moore, will you please put the mask and the goggles back on your face? If you'll remember, Kenneth, you told me that I gave you your first job in a film as a rear gunner. And you wore a mask and goggles. We couldn't afford a whole aeroplane for you, so you just sat in the back portion. And I think you bombed Cologne. Nobody was hurt.
So what can I add to the already secret and murky life of Richard Samuel Attenborough? Explain your nickname? Well, you are a bunter, of course, one of the great chocolate eaters of our time. Has anybody mentioned the fact that you're a frustrated conductor? Or that you make parking spaces open up in front of you like the Red Sea when the rest of London is jammed solid? Or that your gramophone formed part of the original equipment for Desert Island Discs? That you take 4 years to read a book, and that you continue to support Chelsea when your every instinct must tell you that West Ham is the team? Or that you take, your idea of dieting is to take saccharin in your coffee after a 7-course dinner?
Good evening, Richard. Sorry I can't be in London to join with your many friends on this occasion. Eamon, I'd like to tell you a few things about Dick. There was one particular stunt, a very dangerous leap, about 20 feet across the chasm in Rob Roy. We held that to the last shot in the picture. But Dick did it.
Hello, Daddy. I wish I could have been there with you tonight. We always enjoy being in on everything together, don't we? Through you, the theater has always had a special magic for me. And I can remember standing in the wings at a very early age and feeling so proud. And I always loved doing things with you, whether it's haymaking at the farm or going to the movies or just talking silly scandal.
No, Bunter, those are all on the credit side, really, because you're a fantastic character. A little short, perhaps, compared to some of us, but 10 feet tall in other directions.
Bless you, darlings.
God bless you.
Timber!
Well, there, ladies and gentlemen, we end our story of Kenneth Moore, idol of millions, and obviously friend of a non-talking dog. Kenneth Moore, this is your life. Thank you. Thank you. Well, there, it's quite obvious, Richard, that the parachute men of the British Army are as proud of you as you are of them. And here's the band of the 1st Parachute Regiment to say so. Richard Todd, this is your life. John Mills, CBE, this is your life. Thank you. In this season of carols, all that's left for me to say, with your good friends behind you, is Richard Attenborough, film star and governor of Clubland. This is your life. So we come to the end of our program. There are many other things we could say, but as we told you before Harry came into the theater, he's off to Central Africa tomorrow, and we know it would be impossible to send a man of distinction like Harry anywhere without a proper escort. We have that escort. Come in, Spike Milligan. Much a part of your life, and it's all here in the book, because Harry Seacombe, this is your life.
Oh, thank you.
For those of you who enjoyed that program, the BBC is showing a series of old This Is Your Lives on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock.
Be it known that at the end of September, Her Majesty's Privy Council made known the number of licenses issued and authorized for the use and enjoyment of these our entertainments amounted unto... I beg your forgiveness, I must consult my scroll. Amounted unto 112,000. May we bring it to your remembrance that Her Majesty's Privy Council do will and command that you must have a license for the enjoyment of these entertainments. The money should be made payable in pennies, groats, Henry or Philip and Mary shillings, or any other coin current in the realm, to your Chief Justice, your Constable, or Head Borough. If you do fail to pay this sum, being duly apprehended, you shall suffer a fine of 2 ducats. But if any be convicted of the said offence a second time, they are immediately adjudged to be grievously whipped, as a manifestation of their wickedness and as due punishment for the same.
And now Ploughman 5's coming into it. A late starter, but he's pulling up well. And Ploughman 2 and 3 are neck and neck as they come to the water jump. Well, we'll see where they are in 2 hours' time when Ludovic Kennedy looks at the birth of professional TV journalism at Lime Grove Studios.
Complaining about the ploughing. It's hopeless. It's complete and utter rubbish.
I know. But a lot of people like them.
My place or your place?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Dick's the dog green next.
Oh, is it? That's good. I like that, yeah.
My mum's favourite.
Is it? My mum's favourite and all, yeah. But my auntie Fanny, she prefers that other bloke in it.
Who's that?
That Brian blessed his house. She reckons he's very good.
Does he say evening all?
No, he doesn't. He says nothing at all. But he looks very good on it.
I'm going for a swim now.
Yeah, okay. See you around by the seaweed then.
Well.
Ta-da.
Good evening. You know, when you're a copper, you get a bird's eye view of people in all walks of life. The criminal population isn't confined to one section, not by a long chalk. And sometimes when you do get to the bottom of a case, you get a dickens of a surprise. Not so long back, we had a whole series of small robberies in the Green, and we couldn't trace the culprit either.